Hey everyone, welcome to the Invest Like a Babe podcast. I'm here with Jasmin Elalfy. She is the broker of the New Jersey Elite Group. She flips houses. She has owned Airbnbs in multiple states, and she's a mother. She's overall a badass entrepreneur. So I'm so excited
thank you.
to have you on.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, we've got 10 minutes, and we have about 5 questions, so let's get right into it. You've built multiple businesses at once. You are a broker, you're a flipper, you're an investor, and you're a mom. So your life is super busy. What do you think women uniquely bring to business that men often don't?
So my number one answer would be keeping a calendar. You would be surprised how many men I ask, do you keep a calendar? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, do you put things on a calendar on your phone? And they're like, no. And I just cannot understand that. So everything goes on my calendar, from taking my vitamins to a 5-minute conversation to an event like this. So I always keep a calendar. And I think organization is key when you're running so many different facets of your business. So I would say, keep a calendar.
Do you keep notes in your calendar too?
Yes. So sometimes I'll put links in there. I'll put notes. I'll do calendar invites. I know you do the same thing because you do it to me. Whenever we have our kids have a play date, she literally sends me a calendar invite and she adds me on it.
Yeah, because if not, I'll forget what's happening that day. And
exactly. Yeah. So it's important to keep
calendar invites. Yeah. I totally agree. I think organization and calendar invites are big.
You get less canceled appointments with clients, etc. So
definitely keeps your time really tight. You recently launched a commercial division of your brokerage. What made you decide to expand? How do you know when it's time to go bigger instead of staying comfortable?
So what made us expand was kind of by force. We felt really uncomfortable because our clients actually outgrew us, which is a good thing because obviously we're doing our job, right? So we were only doing residential and a lot of clients started asking us, hey, do you do commercial, etc. And we couldn't really help them. So what we ended up doing was searching high and low for an amazing commercial division person because we didn't want to do it all. We didn't want to take on more than we can chew. And we wanted to find a true professional in that field because that's, what I believe. So we did find somebody. Her name is Esther. She's the current commercial division head, also a woman, which is amazing. And she is super smart. She's super into tech, AI. She has her PhD, and that is who is currently running that. And I don't have more things to put on my plate, which is great.
Honestly, when you're growing your business, you need to hire someone that's better than you in the area you're trying to grow.
Exactly.
And that's how you'll really be able to develop it into something profitable, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I once watched a documentary by Richard Branson, the guy that owns the Virgin companies, and that's exactly what he said, and that's where I learned that from. I don't want to be the hero. I don't want to do everything. I want to hire somebody that is smarter than me in that field that can do better than I can.
Yeah, definitely. As someone who flips houses and you've invested in multiple states, which is quite unique, what separates investors who actually last from the ones who disappear in a few years?
So I think what differentiates an investor that lasts rather than an investor that's kind of like a one-trick pony, I think somebody that is able to build a solid team. And once again, that goes back to what we were just talking about, being able to hire the best contractor, not wanting to do your own contracting, being able to hire the best attorney, the best realtor, etc. So go to the professional, and I think you will be set as long as you're able to manage your people properly.
Right. So. Which goes all back to your calendar.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Really full circle answer to there's a lot of pressure that comes with leadership. What does nobody talk about when it comes to being a woman that people rely on?
So I think, for me especially, I've been raising my daughter since she was 9 months old alone. I've been a single mother, and I've been running the business and juggling a lot of different things. So it gets hard. It's tough, you get burnt out. So my number one advice would be take time off. Don't be afraid of just putting your phone away after 6 o'clock or whatever your cutoff time is. Take a vacation, take a little bit of a break. You need a brain break. That's what my daughter calls it. And so,
so smart.
Yeah, that's my advice.
How do you know when it's time for you to take a break?
When you are literally brain dead and staring at your phone, I get really bad headaches too, because I use my brain to, do so many different things and solve so many different problems. And it's funny because when I used to work more laborious jobs, right? I worked as a waitress at a restaurant. I used to paint cars, believe it or not. I think this is harder than that. And I thought that was hard. I was like, I can't wait to get into an office job.
There's a reason not everyone works with their brain. We can all use our bodies to lift 50 pounds, but working with your brain is quite hard.
It gets to you.
That's actually something I struggle with too sometimes, is knowing when exactly to take a break. I'll feel it here and there. I start to like brain fog, and then I'm like, I should book a vacation, or like I'm going away next week because I'm like, oh, it's been a lot. I need that brain break.
Exactly.
So I it's interesting. We all have different symptoms of when your burnout is coming on, and you need to take a minute.
For sure. Migraines, just like you're not getting further and solving your problem as efficient as you want to, I guess.
Definitely. If you had to restart today with no audience, no connections, and no reputation, what would you do first?
So it's funny that you asked me that question, because I was looking at my old notes from college. So I was an aspiring investor back then when I was in college. I always wanted to invest in real estate. Yes, I manifested it back in college. I was looking at my notes, and the number one thing that I had was money, ? Where am I getting money from? And that is like, I feel like every new investor's question is where do I find money? Yeah. But once you are in it, you realize, you know what, that is the last thing that I need to worry about. Yes, it is the easiest thing. So if I had to start over, I would literally get my ass up and start looking for deals. Yeah. Because once you find the deals, the money will come. I always say that. If you go to an event like this, right, the event that you're hosting tonight, I mean, you meet other amazing people that have money that might want to partner with you. Right. Or Renovo, right? Like the hard money lender. It's so easy to find money. So find deals. Money is second. That's it.
All right. Well, this was great. Thank you so much for coming on and giving your insight. You're definitely going to inspire women all over with your answers and your bravery. If you have any questions for me or for Jasmin about owning Airbnbs, investing, brokerages, sourcing funding, or even calendars, leave it in the comments below, and then we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks for having me.